Do you know much about Tommy Robinson? I don't know if he's really a figure that sort of translates over to the States or not, but
Yeah, Tommy's, a classic case of what he actually is a classic case of is this very cynical manipulation of free speech rights that we're seeing from the right. He's claiming that, he's doing this on behalf of trying to expose these grooming gangs and so on and so forth. But really what he's trying to do is just bash Muslims, right? Wants to make Muslims look like the root of all evil. And people have very good reasons to be skeptical of him, and unfortunately not enough are. But yeah, he's raised a lot of money here in the States. And in fact, when I covered one of these alt-right rallies here in Portland, they did about a 10-minute tribute to Tommy that they said they were going to send him while he was still in prison. Of course, he's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But
it was sort of astonishing, really. The people that I spoke to that were just set on the fact that it was an anti-free speech thing. And, I'm a strong believer in free speech. I'm not anti-free speech in any way. But it wasn't a free speech issue. It was contempt of court. That's what he was... It wasn't... They didn't lock him up because they didn't like what he was saying. They locked him up because he wasn't supposed to be reporting on a trial that had reporting restrictions. And it was astonishing to me, the rallies to get him out and...
it got ugly there in London at one rally. That was one of the posts I wrote for Hatewatch because, there was a lot of violence around it, which is what we're seeing. I mean, all of these radical right folks are actually just looking for excuses to try to create violent disturbances, and guys like Robinson give them that. So I think we need to understand that these guys actually have zero respect for democracy, that when they talk about free speech, they're only talking about their own free speech. They certainly have no respect for the free speech rights of the people who are out there opposing them.
No.
But those people are out, when they're out there opposing them, they're exercising their free speech rights too, just as much as the other guys are. So, but they want those. They say, well, you're trying to shut us up. No, we're actually just countering your bad speech, jerk.
I was going to ask you if you think that free speech has become more of a preoccupation of the right rather than the left, but I guess it's only a preoccupation because they are playing this oppressed card all the time.
Mm-hmm. Which of course what is one of the things the intellectual dark web likes to do too, right? Yeah, claim that they're free speech rights. Look, free speech doesn't mean speech without consequences. You say awful, hateful stuff. You shouldn't be surprised if people get upset and want to counter that speech. And sometimes what they counter with is ugly shouting, but that's kind of in the nature of what you get. And you know what? As somebody who lived in rural America for many years, I can tell you that the free speech of liberals in these conservative areas is not any better.
Yeah.
If you want to get your lights punched out, you can go ahead and speak up. But most people with liberal views keep a low profile in these rural areas because they have to.
Yeah.